Thank you, Dale. It's great to be here. I graduated college with a degree in film production. I worked in LA for about 5 to 6 years, doing mostly production work, and then moved here to Florida, where I also work mostly in production. I'm mostly as a producer and production manager, but along the way, I've done props, art direction, wardrobe, craft services, you name it. I've run the gamut. The first thing that comes to mind of visuals in a mass mediated world is that an image speaks 1,000 words. I consider the visual arts a prime component of a mass mediated world. When surfing the web, cable TV, etc., it's certain images that make you stop surfing and watch, look, and listen. I think it effects have once again made the entertainment industry at first hesitant and then has forced them to embrace this new technologies and run with it. What comes to mind is images that have been rechanneled through the entertainment industry are faces of celebrities. It's the time of the famous face, people being famous for being famous. The Kardashians are a great example of this. Pretty much they're just famous for being famous. This is a new big trend that's going on, and heck, Bravo's built an entire franchise around it with their Real Housewives of wherever, built on the faces and bodies and clothes and jewelry of beautiful women. Of course, sex always sells. A pair of red lips, whether smoking a cigarette, eating a banana, sucking on a lollipop, and on, has always been a seller. What comes to mind first and foremost is the opening credits of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Target has a great visual, instantly recognizable brand. Their commercials are cutting edge, and I always know when a Target commercial is airing, that it's a Target commercial even before I see the red bullseye. Same goes for Old Navy. These images are just ingrained in our brains through repetition. And it's all about branding, really. And branding comes with a really strong image that you can use that when people see it, automatically they identify your brand. One of the first things that comes to mind is Andy Warhol's Campbell soup can art. Two iconic images that have lasted truly the test of time that come to mind are the CBS Eye and the NBC Peacock. They have been around forever and continue to be very successful. Without a doubt, my favorite style of art is Art Deco. Erte is my favorite artist of all time. Andy Warhol, another fave, just really cemented the term pop culture in his artwork. And talk about turning images into icons. I mean, Marilyn Monroe, that's a famous image that he did. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, the Campbell soup can, the Brillo pads, they've just become iconic. And when we think of art, we think of just canvases, but art translates into furniture. There's Art Deco furniture, clothing, you name it. Artistic styles influence everything. So it really helps in the film industry to have an art background of some kind. Art history has influenced my creative process in many ways. You'll find in the film industry that directors, producers, DPs, art directors, etc., will always reference artwork to help them explain what they want to see. The great thing is having a little bit of an art background makes it easier when you're doing research. You'll find that different periods of art history coincide with different types of architecture. And I know when I used to do location scouting, they'd say we want a Victorian house. Well, knowing something about architecture, the question was, do you want a Queen Anne Victorian? Do you want a gingerbread Victorian style house? All these things just make you more valuable and more employable. Thanks so much for inviting me for this interview, Dale, and I hope I was able to help you.